Welcome. Today we're doing a special for the working man. We're calling this the Working Man's Easter Special. This is for the working man and the man that breaks his back all day doing a factory job, doing a hard laboring job, or anything of the sorts. And today we'll be making a drink that is named from the workers that maintained the steam locomotive engines and everything else in the 1800s. They go to the bar after work, order a shot and a beer, and that's where the name Boilermaker came from. So today, like an associate,
Yep. Bearded Angler.
how to do it a couple different ways. So,
Yep. So we're gonna start off first by doing a shot of the wild turkey. This is Wild Turkey 101, made by the Wild Turkey Distillery. It's 101 proof, and it is made in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. Cheers. Okay. That it's all there. It's 101 proof. Now, yep, let's rinse our mouth out. Just tap water in that glass. Now we're gonna try the Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's 5%, made by Pabst Brewing. Pretty straightforward, real American working class beer. Stuff's great. It's my go-to. All right. Rinse our mouth out. Now, what we have today is something a little different. Okay, so we're going to be doing the Boilermakers two separate ways. Okay, now you're going to take your table salt.
Off the camera, we put just a touch of water at the bottom of each one of these glasses.
Yep, and
before we add the beer to them.
That right there helps bring out some of the flavor notes of water, and the salt helps bring out flavor as well. So after you pour, this is just a small little pour, probably maybe 6.5 ounces or so. Okay. Next, we're gonna take our Wild Turkey 101. Just go ahead and pour that in there. Now, this is where this version is gonna vary. I'm gonna take an orange slice. Now run it around the glass a little bit. Drop it in. There you have it right there. Cheers.
Not bad. I'd say that's my first time. And man, talk about getting a full flavor of both.
Oh yeah. Yep. And that's like I said, with the salt, you add the salt and it's gonna more so geared toward for the beer. It's gonna bring out a little bit of the beer flavor, the beer's flavor. The water helps accentuate all the different notes and different, like the oils, so to speak. You know, you'll get a much broader note rather than straight up one.
Again, your Turkey 101.
It's
That's
like,
chilled. That was in the refrigerator. I don't know if yours was in the fridge or the
yep,
freezer.
this was in the fridge as well. So it's chilled. I know some people are they're against that, but I like it that way. I'm not adding ice. You know, you're drinking beer. You don't really necessarily want to be adding ice into a Boilermaker. You could, but it's not what I would consider a fun time. So now we're gonna do something a little different. Gonna pour a shot of wild turkey. Okay. We're gonna add our beer right in. You have, when you're doing this, you need to make sure you have enough beer in there that when you drop this shot glass down in, it's not gonna hit the bottom and smash or whatever. Another wise word is when you go to drink this, don't just slam it back like that, because that shot glass that's in there can just fly up and it can chip your tooth. It could do a number of things. You don't really want that. So kind of just start off slow and work into it. So we have our beer. We're going to do the same thing and add just a bit of salt. Just table salt, nothing fancy. Again, this is a working man's beer. This is, most everyone is going to have a beer. They're going to have whiskey. You could do this with a stout just the same. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Pabst, but being that this is, like I said, the working man special, we're gonna keep it classic.
Say where we are, it cost me $6 and like 18 cents, and I walked away with an 18 rack of working man's beer.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's
So,
that's 16 ounces. So you're making out on that, being a working man, just getting out of work, and you got a couple ones and some change in your pocket. You're definitely making out on that deal. I didn't get to check the price on the tall boys, but I know I checked Budweiser, Bud Light, and a few others along that nature where they're lagers. And well, this is what is this a lager? Or I can't.
this is a Pilsner.
Well, either way, you get a tall boy in the tall boy section with the singles,
Yep.
and they're typically around where we are running 250 to 350 a pop for a tall boy, and here you are with a 6 rack for $6.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah,
so you
and
can't beat it.
I mean, again, I'll bring this right up close so you can see. I mean, this is a good beer, good quality for cheap. It's not some skunky, pulled straight out of the urinal stuff. This is a pretty good beer, really.
Before we do this, I'm going to mention that I've never had Pabst before I met my good associate here, the angler. Uh, I will say that I've had Bud Light and I've had Budweiser and I've had Heineken. I've had all these things. And if you have not had a Pabst Blue Ribbon, go out and buy a single can, try it. If you're a Bud Light fan, try it. And hey, I mean, any other cheap beer for the working man that you drink and it's not that, just buy a single can to try it, because you drink enough Bud Light, you get a nasty aftertaste. And this beer here, I mean, me and him have drank all night. I mean, to the point where we couldn't keep track of how many beers we had.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty aftertaste, nothing. It's got a nice, clear taste to it. It doesn't have the, it's not like a Heineken where the taste builds up in the back of your throat and you can't get rid of the nasty taste for hours after you stop drinking. And it's just an all around great beer for the cost.
Basically, I'd add to that, my opinion, one tastes like I'll have another, you know? It's just
Yep.
that sort of beer.
Like I say, this is a working man special, so we want to highly emphasize that this is stuff that the working man can afford. Like this bottle I'm holding was like less than $30, which some people that's a lot of money, depending on how you are. Other people, $30 is no big deal. They're out there spending, 40, $50 a week on liquor between, beer and hard booze and stuff like that. And typical working man can afford something like this, and this is what we aim this at for the holiday.
Absolutely.
I mean, what kind of fruity drink are we going to do on Easter?
Right. Yeah. What? Yeah. That's exactly kind of why we figured, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do a green eggs and ham sort of beer? Yeah.
You got you gotta grab a Bud Light and mix it with, some piss poor cheap whiskey and try and do it with that. Like, I mean,
I wouldn't recommend that. I will say that I would not
buy the
recommend
buy the buy
that.
the bottle off the bottom that's plastic, like the old Zeneca vodka.
The Old English. Remember?
Oh, that's provocative right there, pal.
Plastic bottle, 40 ounce. Now they're plastic. They used to be glass. Yeah, I would.
Speaking of plastic bottle, hold on one second. Uh, you fellers want a cheap, top-notch whiskey? Well, right here, benchmark number 8. I want to make sure it was right. I was thinking 88. Benchmark number 8, top-notch, cheap liquor, plastic bottle, big boy, good stuff.
Nice. I haven't tried that yet.
Put out by the book. Oh, just a second. I got to pick it up. I dropped it too hard to fill. That's what happens when you have too much liquor in your bar. It's put out by the good people at Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Oh, wow.
And it's I don't have a price off the top of my head. I've had that bottle for a hot minute, but it's another great bourbon / whiskey. I'm not sure which one they classify it as, but it's a down low. Not a lot of people know that they're the ones that distill it.
Similar notes as the Buffalo Trace, do you find?
We could do a review on that. I'm not fresh on it. It's been about 6 months, but we can do a review on that. If somebody wants to know about it, comment down below and let us know.
Absolutely. Yep. Like,
We'll
share.
be happy to do a review on that here or on our TikTok.
So
that's like I say, that's another working man special right there. I believe that's actually might be cheaper than this, and like I say, definitely go for it. It's a good buy. I believe
this is $40 for a half
$20.
gallon.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What was that?
This is $40 for a half gallon. You're not gonna find a deal like that of good. This isn't. I mean, this should be on the top shelf. As far as I'm concerned, this should be on the top shelf.
And while we're here, I'll also mention that before we do this last one, I know we're dragging on, but this is his go-to, and this is his go-to, and he's a factory worker, so we know a thing or two about the working man.
Oh, absolutely.
I work in a machine shop, so I know all about it. I chase some allocated stuff and whatnot. You can see over my shoulder right there. Yeah, I have some allocated stuff that I collect. It's my own thing. It's what I do. But when it comes to drinking, I mean, I'll drink the working man's type stuff like, Buffalo Trace for me when I can find it's $27. This here was 23. That bottle on the floor that I just dropped, I believe that was 20. And I got some other drinkers there right I bet they're $30 or less that I normally drink. I don't. The big dollar stuff for me is special occasion, or I don't touch it at all. I got a bottle in there that's worth, like $1,000. I got another one that's $300, stuff like that. I just collect because you can't get in this area.
Yep. And
Now I'm cutting into your video.
no problem. I was just gonna add real quick that like even like a what they consider a bottom shelf whiskey, just because it's bottom shelf doesn't mean you take like what we've shown in a video, just a little water, add that to it, it's gonna pull every note out. You're gonna get a lot of your. It's a way to do it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. So without
This
further
is
ado,
this is our happy Easter to the working man, the guy that's underappreciated, the guy that works his ass off 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week to make ends meet.
yep, whose knuckles gonna kind of look like that, bruised, scarred up. That's just another day in the life. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut us another orange slice. Gonna run that around the glass. Okay. Now, you most likely aren't going to be able to drop this orange right in because you're going to have a shot glass on top. It might, obviously, if you filled this glass right up with beer, it'd be fine. So go ahead and kind of just squeeze that orange a little bit. Get that juice in there. You can see kind of the separation going on, okay? Kind of that oil. You'll see, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you have a little oil film, and that's just a citrus. It's an oil. And side note, this citrus oil is flammable. So if you're around anything, a flame or whatever, this stuff will burn. Just kind of side note. So now we have our paps with the salt. We have our shot. We have our orange. You can see that pulp right around the glass. Now what we're going to do, we're going to just drop it in. And then slowly, there it is right there. You smell it? Just like that. Now, as I said, do it slowly because sometimes the glass can get stuck in the bottom by suction. Then if you just tip it up fast, that glass is going to be just like a rocket. I have all my teeth as of yet, and I like to keep them. So just slow at first. And that's that. Really good drink. That's kind of, now most Boilermakers do not have orange, and most people don't do the salt, and most people don't add a drop of water to it. That, as far as I'm concerned, as a working man, if I get a few extra minutes, I'll grab that water. I'm going to grab that, just a touch of salt. That's that.
So I'm going to say, for those of you that haven't tried it, which I haven't, this is my first time doing it that way as well. I don't know if you're watching the video, but in the background while he's talking, I'm just squeezing orange after orange after orange in there because I got a whole orange to kill. And By the time I put that thing down, you can't taste the whiskey anymore or anything. All at the point I was at, it was just a mixture of the two. You could taste the notes out of both. There's no burn to the hard alcohol. There's no aftertaste of anything. It was just when you got through it. Sorry, I got burnt. Yeah, right. That was a hell of a shot I just put right there. When you get through it, after all the alcohol notes come out, you hit that citrus as an aftertaste. Mint.
And this isn't sissy, you know, I don't even know, you know, 40 proof stuff. This is 101 proof. You know, again, you know, I'm just gonna add another note. It's 101 proof. That's over 50% alcohol in that shot. So don't just pound them. They're gonna taste wicked smooth, but kind of pace yourself on them because, like I said, this is 101 proof, and it will sneak up and fucking grab you right by the beard and give it a yank. But very good. I
would say this way is wow. This way here is better than the last way we did where you poured it in. They don't mix quite as well as when you drop it in like that.
Yep.
And after letting that sit, wow. Let it sit for a minute. That whiskey does get strong over the beer and overtakes it. So if you're going to do the sinker and drinker, you make sure you put her down quick because, like I say, he said it's 101 proof. It's a lot stronger, so it's going to overtake that beer in a hurry. You boys have fun. Enjoy trying stuff like this. And if you got a suggestion for us to try different versions of this or something you'd like us to try, and hell, you know, whatever, if it's going to be gross, if it's going to be great, send us your suggestions in the comments down below or even private message us.
Absolutely.
And we will try any request you got. If you want us to do something that'll make you laugh, or give us something that'll give us an excuse to give you a rating.
Absolutely.
This here, because I've never done this before, which is odd to me because I've had a lot of different things. I'll give this a solid 9, just because I know that there's the availability to try different hard liquors and different beers, and there's always room to improve on every drink you ever had. So,
yep,
there's no differentiation between beer. Like I say before, I ain't gonna try with the Bud Light because that shit will kill me any more than I'm gonna do it with a Michelob Light.
Right. Yep, just a good, solid working man's beer, you know? Nothing fancy, nothing glitz or glamour.
Stick around. We're going to do some more cocktails, hard liquor mixes, and stuff like that. Once again, if you got any suggestions, make sure you mention them. Definitely comment down below, PM us. Like, share, subscribe. Check out our TikTok page where we'll do oddball crap.
Absolutely.
And straightforward reviews. And you guys have a happy Easter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
We appreciate it.